Hello and welcome back here, folks. We're going into a match between two teams from the Freljord division. This will be our final match of the day between Nice Guys versus Stars United Esports Club. I have witnessed Nice Guys in the past, and I'm very excited to see what they're going to pull out here. I haven't seen Stars United Esports Club before. Hunter, what's your take on these teams? What are you excited about?
Well, in this matchup, it should be really interesting to see how these teams play out. Going all the way into Freljord, into the our middle league, really, right? And
Yes.
seeing what we would account to more like an average level of individual skill, and seeing how these players take that and use it with clever team play and intelligence to really take advantages in games.
Very true. I'm very excited. Without further ado, folks, let's hop into this next match. And Hunter, give me your rundown on some of these lane matchups.
Absolutely. Coming into this game here, we do see, starting off in the top lane, we have Tryndamere versus Set. And that's an interesting matchup, I think. The Tryndamere does run Ignite, Set on Conqueror as per normal. Tryndamere also has Lethal Tempo. Tryndamere really either looking to nut out an early win with some crits level 2, or failing that, probably just scale as hard as possible with maybe even early lifesteal to try and survive the set. But if you're not buying lifesteal on Tryndamere, I think it'll be really difficult to survive the set damage or to kill him. In the jungle, we have Predator Gragas on the side of Stars
Ooh,
United.
this is spicy.
Yeah, we'll see if something comes of it too. I think they're mostly holding here to see if they go in and pick someone
No,
off if they try and face check, really.
I'm
But they are pinging.
talking about that Zyra jungle here. I'm excited to see what
Oh,
this one's going to pull out.
okay. And yeah, there's a Zyra jungle. I was just about to mention that. Yeah, Gragas jungle, Zyra jungle. I don't know how that plays out. I'm not gonna lie. I think Gragas probably wins. I have no idea how Zyra jungle works. It's sort of similar to Yasuo jungle, except I don't play Zyra, and at least I play Yasuo. um, really interesting. Probably works in a weird way like Heimerdinger jungle, where you use the plants to tank the jungle camps, but I don't know what the clear speed looks like, and I have no idea what the path looks like. So we'll just have to wait and see how that plays out. Nor do I know what a gank looks like. Bot lane's also spicy, but I'll get to that in a second. Mid lane, we have Sylas. I'm a Sylas main currently. Yes, blame me in chat. Sylas versus Syndra is pretty Syndra favored early game, as most Sylas lanes are. Sylas has a really hard time because he has terrible base stats, and will just get poked out by the Syndra, but as soon as he gets his proto belt, that lane completely turns on its head, and Sylas is just going to be allowed to do whatever he wants on the map. He'll even get Merc Treads this game because he's against double AP in the mid and jungle, and he'll just start scaling like mad. Expect to see an early CS advantage mid for the Syndra, and then that should turn around into maybe even some solo kills for the Sylas once he gets some items under his belt. In the bot lane, we have Fasting Senna with a Corki. But the 80 carry player is playing Senna.
We see a nice, good trade here top side. This might take Tryndamere's life, and it does. Yeah, as you were saying before, Tryndamere did need a couple crits there, but was just really unlucky. Oh my word, here comes the Gragas into the body slam, into the explosive barrel, and actually just takes out Syndra here. We're gonna be fighting bot lane as well. There's a lot of great trading going on really early. Very excited to see how this is all gonna turn out. They're gonna be punishing Leona and making sure that she has to take the long way back home.
Yeah, and that's just, that mid lane gank there just shows the power of Gragas in the jungle. Gragas has such a nutty flash gank that it's almost unavoidable. You have to predict him flashing and then assume he doesn't have the reaction speed to follow flash you. And with that happening, the Sylas even taking Ignite in the mid lane for the solo kill.
Oh, here we go. There's another engage here, but the Leona might not live here. She's taking a lot of damage. Flash in from Senna. There's a flash in from Xayah. Is she going to be able to take out the Corki? She does take out Corki in the alcove. It's Senna versus Xayah. to ADC versus technically an ADC matchup, and they're gonna be fighting it out, auto-attacking each other. Boop, and here we...
Vision! Vision!
Oh, there we go.
Now, really close fight going in the bot lane there. 2 kills.
Wait a minute, there's a Gragas. There's a Zyra gank onto the jungler. And taking out Gragas as well. Good pick from the
fat
Zyra.
man given, the fat man taken away. 1 kill for either mid laner now. So Gragas' flash gank is nutty. It's almost unavoidable. We do see Syndra fall down to it. Didn't waste her flash on the gank. Picks up the kill with some help from her jungler back onto the Gragas, making it about even.
Age topside here. Set is just punishing Tryndamere, not being level 6, not being an invincible man with a giant sword, not being able to Husan chop his way down this top side. But there is a jungler on the Xayah side. She does get the root onto Set. I don't think he has enough damage or the shield opportunity to make sure he stays alive during this fight. There is the E. There is the auto tech. There is Set's life. Tryndamere goes and takes the kill away from Set and flashes out of the turret range to avoid any additional damage.
Yeah, and the kill going back over to Tryndamere there is actually a really big deal. Being able to give him the advantage he lost back from that first flood in that lane really counts a lot for him, being able to not just die in this lane. And we see 3 daggers picked up by that Tryndamere. We're going attack speed, boys. I don't know what is he building. He's building static Shiv, Lich Bait.
I think he might be building a Phantom Dancer.
That only has 2 daggers.
That's not right.
So
no,
maybe
that's
the 3rd dagger is for boots.
Maybe.
That's a lot of daggers. That's it. Lots of attack speed means more chances to crit. So I think that's good. We see Set continuing to have the advantage in this lane, though, as he should. The only time Tryndamere is going to be able to win here is with janky ult plays.
Or here comes the Zyra. Oh, if she did get the flash away from the Sylas, so that is a pretty successful gank in my eyes, honestly.
It's actually really unfortunate that the Sylas stole the Syndra ulti there, because if he picks up the Zyra ulti there, I'm pretty sure he actually double kills them. Because Sylas is a dumb champion and can do really, really silly things sometimes. If he just flashes the other way over top of the Syndra and double Zyra ultis them, he might just actually double kill. At the very least, it's a 1-for-1. And he walks away safe. He did build Kindle Gem first, which is something you want to see coming out of champions like Sylas into burst mages, and especially since it's burst mage jungle and burst mage mid lane, picking up raw HP is really, really effective against that. And maybe even we'll see the Merc Treads come out before he finishes his Proto Belt, just to make sure that he can't die and rely on his base damages.
I really want to talk about this Zyra, actually. Yeah. She's gotten a lot of good picks and a lot of she's gotten good angles on her E, and catching the enemy off guard.
Yeah, really good play from the Zyra jungle thus far. Doing really well for herself, keeping up in farm, which, again, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for her. I don't know how it plays out. We see the Sylas still has the Syndra ulti. Mid lane, it just times out now. 90 seconds have passed. Can't use that ulti. Normally you want to just throw out the ulti, but I don't know if he even got in range of that Syndra for the last 90 seconds to press R. He has no ulti, but he is gonna burn the flash off of this Zyra.
And that's a good respect from Zyra's part there, knowing that this
Sylas,
that's his name, is gonna land his E and could possibly take her life with it.
Yeah,
I wanted to say Set, but I was like, that's not the right champion. That's top lane.
That is a top laner. You are right. We also see Electrocute coming out of the Sylas instead of Conquer, which is interesting. Really playing for the one-shots rather than the extended fights. That means a lot less healing too. And actually, I want to check right now and see what the rest of his runes are, if the game lets me. Well, click, and it's gone. All right, looking top lane, we have a gank coming in.
We have a gank going down, and it's a nice ulti from Set to get away from the Zyra plant, but it's not enough to secure his life. The Tryndamere Jets comes in with an E and auto attacks him to his demise. Here comes Gniess bot lane, doing a nice combo with Senna and Corki, really pushing down this Leona, and this Xayah is in danger. Double kill going to Gniess, and possibly the first dragon.
Yeah, and big plays coming out of the Gniess there alongside his bot laner to pick up some kills, picking up the advantage even more so for the Senna lane. 2 kills do go over to the Gniess himself. That's going to be nice for him getting to one-shot potential on the AP jungler, the AP fat man. Rift Herald will go down on the top side of the map, going over to the Tryndamere actually, and not the Zyra. And probably looking to use that to break top lane and get Tryndamere a lot of gold. We see resets coming across for the side of Stars United after they killed that dragon. And Silas still waiting to go back to base and pick up his next few items. Syndra has developed quite a large CS lead in this lane, as is expected for an early game Silas lane. And she's continuing on her core itemization as well, pretty normally. Look at how much HP that champion has. Silas has 1500 HP with a Kindle Gem and a Doran's Ring. It's just...
That's pretty nutty.
Yeah,
That's
it's
pretty nutty.
gross. Did you know that Silas has gains 115 HP per level up? That's not
What?
okay. Yeah,
Wait a minute. What?
Yeah,
No way.
Yeah, he actually does. I think it's
Oh
the highest
my.
HP scaling per level in the entire game.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's not okay. It's too high. I love Silas, but it's just give me back a normal champion.
Nice ulti coming down from Leona into an EQ combo, really shutting down Senna. The tail goes to Leona here, and Corki's just gonna back off, stay by his turret, and do as much damage as he can. But good pick, good read on the Leona ultimate. That was a really nicely placed one, getting that stun off. And there you see another gank mid lane, and the Zyra actually picks this one up.
And the Zyra's all over the map too, right? Killing the Gniess mid lane as he tries to hold it, preventing his Silas from having the wave brand at the turret, but that's not enough. Tryndamere still not able to get an opportunity to drop this Rift Herald, and I really want to see the Zyra pathing up there like she is right now with the Syndra. Give him an opportunity to break that turret, probably get 2 or 3 plates with it along the way. Bot lane is not something we've been able to talk about too much. Only the ganks here in the fights have really garnered our interest. But it is Senna, it is Corki. I like me some Corki. I gotta be honest, I'm sort of biased against Stars United.
There goes the all in onto Set here, and then there is Shelly being dropped. Is it enough? Here comes the Gniess. Nice heal across the map from Senna to save Set's life, and they get the shutdown on to the Set, but his life is forfeited because there is a Syndra in this game who is just gonna chunk him down. Gniess re-engaging with another body slam right onto the Zyra. There goes Silas, stealing Syndra's ult, doing it right back to her, almost chunking her out of lane. That is a great 2v2 exchange.
Yeah, that Silas flashed over the Scouter of the Week there too to land that. Almost picking up the kill on a Syndra is pretty big there. Something I'm curious about now that I think about it, I don't think you can Tryndamere ult when you're suppressed. That might be wrong too. But if you can't, not Silas ulti, Set ulti is a suppression. So if the Set ulti Tryndamere there, like half a second later, I'm not even sure if he could have pressed R. And that would have been pretty interesting in its own right. Lots of fighting going on around the map. Currently, the score is 8-7 with all these 15 kills coming in across the map. Silas actually staying topside, looking for a pick onto the Tryndamere while the ulti's down. Gragas not going to connect on the body slam. Tryndamere will dash away and stay safe. Set's in the mid lane, clearing, letting the Silas stay top lane for now. Should see them rotating back pretty shortly. All right, so itemization-wise, we see Tryndamere is building... I don't know what. I don't know what Tryndamere's building. He built a Stinger for what I imagine is actually just attack speed and CDR, which is interesting. I'm not familiar with Tryndamere builds, but
maybe
I don't
he gnashes
think
tooth because his Qs does stay with AP.
I don't actually think he's going to build it into anything.
There is some nice damage onto set. Good trade there, but that is a Tryndamere. You both don't care about damage, really. It's all or nothing with these two.
Yeah. It's really interesting, actually. I've never seen that personally as part of a Tryndamere build. We see package on the Corki going in.
There's the package going in, but the Leona immediately responding back with an E, almost right into an ultimate. Corki has to get away from that. He does. They are going to be fighting down in this lane here. Are they going to be able to re-engage? They are going to re-engage. They do see the Zyra coming up. There's the Zyra plants coming in. The Xayah going down, taking out the Senna. Gniess is just going to lull them away with his barrel and hold the turret.
Yeah, and this Zyra just really everywhere on the map, matching this Gniess or just beating him to every single player right now. It's really, it's quite impressive. I don't know if this is, again, I don't know if this is how the Zyra matchup goes, but Silas on the bot side.
Nice heal from Senna across the map. There's the Gniess body slamming the Leona, ensuring that she does not move, taking out the kill. And now they're going to be looking at Dragon here. This should be a very interesting fight on the side. They need to reset. They need to get away. This is going to be a 3-for-4 battle that's going to happen. Silas does take the ultimate from Zyra, so if they do go into a choke point, that Silas will just murder all three of them.
Yeah, and Stranglethorns on Silas is going to be really brutal in this choke point, as you said. Zyra's looking to get in, but there's just nothing she's going to be able to do. She'll get one shot by the Gniess and the Silas, or either really, without the other even. And yeah, so we saw Corki going a little over-aggressive at the start of this play in bot lane. Going in with the package, thinking the Xayah was alone, but didn't connect with her with the package in the first place. Leona turned out to be there, picks up a clean turn onto him. Zyra comes down, helps with the kills.
Nice damage out from Silas. Really almost shedding his life there, but he has so much healing potential that he will come out just fine if he lands it. Oh! Zyra coming in with the roots there, really shutting down Set before he can get that initial heal off.
Yeah, the buffer on the Zyra E actually comes in clutch there. The Silas would have one-shot the Zyra, especially seeing as she was in turret range, but the buffered E goes off and kills him while he's mid-travel there. This Zyra is also, like, super fast, and I don't really know why. She just keeps booking it into these fights. Second Rift Herald coming down. It is going to break mid-turret. Maybe. No, the minions are aggroed on the dragons. That mid turret is 1 HP though, so just have to wait a little bit longer for that injection of gold into their team. Leona is posturing on Corki, but Sen is there to back him up. Bot lane. Again, never really got to talk about it. I don't know how this lane plays out, because Corki's not played bot lane, and Sen has not played in solo queue half the games, so...
I'm interested to see how fasting Senna goes with the Corki, because the Corki still does need extra items. You usually would see like a Maokai or like someone chunky, you know, like a Tom Kench, who don't really need those additional items.
Yeah, someone who spikes early, and it is tier Corki too, so we know he's going to keep scaling and he's going to keep farming. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
Another great body slam by Gniess, and a flash in from the Silas, really getting down on the Syndra there. She does use her flash to try and escape, but it's not enough because the Gniess is just going to ulti her back in. Now, you see a lot of trading happening topside here as well. But like I said before, these two top laners, they don't really necessarily care about trading. They more or less care about all lanes. Those are the be all end all, I should say, in this top lane matchup.
Yeah, and I mean, it's funny to note that since the last time we talked about Tryndamere itemization, he hasn't backed. It doesn't matter. Tryndamere doesn't care. He's just farming minions. Set just farming minions.
You know, if that longsword turns into a phage, it might be a Triforce.
It's not going to turn into a phage because he's building an Essence Reaver with it. I guarantee it. But, would be funny.
There's a nice two-man Leona ultimate coming down into the exhaust onto Corki, into the Zyra ulti onto Corki, and Corki falls to the Xayah Q. That is nice damage, good kill for Xayah there, and she does accumulate a little bit of a bounty. So she's got to be a little bit more careful. And Zyra actually accumulates a little bit of a bounty. If Silas comes in and takes him out, that's big gold for him. Now, Gragas is looking for the Tryndamere. He does get a successful body slam down onto him. Now, these are the all-ins I was telling you about. They're going to be fighting.
But that Gragas is dead.
Oh, but yes, he is. Is he? Oh, he does die. Tryndamere does go for the 2v1 and comes out with a kill on top. Set does grab up the kill for the side here of a Stars United.
Yeah, and I think they really they can't go top lane. This Tryndamere is going to answer a kill back. There's the Essence Reaver we spoke about earlier. Now that Longsword might turn into a Phage. That might turn into a Triforce for 40% CDR Tryndamere, which I'm guessing is the idea behind this build. Just infinite ease, infinite heals, and some shouting too. Ulti's going to be on like practically a 0 CD.
Empowered auto attack after you E in would be nice as well.
Yeah, exactly. With all that CDR, it's actually going to be proccing Sheen really consistently on the Tryndamere, which is an interesting thing to think about. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, we didn't see Silas pick up the MR boots, which I think is actually a mistake. We saw him almost die earlier, and that would have been much less close. In fact, he actually would have killed the Zyra if he had MR boots, because he would have had more HP after the trade mid lane and been able to reach her in time. But the Magic Pen boots really help him with his electrocute playstyle, and going in, we see another. Oh, and he's gone. All right.
Oh my word!
That's
now you see a lot of shredding coming from Dia Leona. Great, just maximum W to the Dia's face there, and Corky's just doing his damage. Set goes re-engaging in, double E, W going out, and they're gonna have a nice cleanup for Silas there.
Ulti again? Wait, what is the cooldown on the Zyra?
No, I feel like that was Silas doing another ulti.
Yeah, okay, it was. You're right. Okay, I'm just like, what just happened? How? How do you have it again? All right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm just a little bit slow.
It's hard to tell. Honestly, it's hard to tell on our point of view.
Yeah, Silas pulling really far ahead right now, and the set doing massive work in that team fight, getting two haymakers off, and both of them doing massive work, keeping him alive with massive shields.
Put in work, and he came out with half health after all of that. He went in, was being harassed by two members, and did not care because he was just getting his W proc ready, and then when he got the successful W, he knew he was able to re-engage with his team, going in with that ultimate, and just completely obliterating and changing the course of that entire fight.
Yeah, exactly. It's great ulti, throwing in the, I believe he threw in the Leona there, and just massive damage coming in off the health scaling off of it, slowing everyone on the team, and just pretty much solo winning that team fight with a little bit of backup on the back end. We see that, I want to check Senna's stacks actually for us right now and give us an update. She's sitting at 54 souls right now, so that's a bit behind, but I think that's a lot of, because she's missing souls in lane because of being pushed against. So once she hits 60, she'll be at about the 20-minute mark for souls, so probably 2 or 3, probably 4 minutes behind, I think, right now on the Senna stacks, behind average, but that's not the end of the world for her. She's still going to scale, still going to be a nuisance. Her ultis have been good, her positioning has been good this game, only picking up 2 deaths despite a litany of ganks and Leona engages coming in bot lane, and her Corky making a couple mistakes and letting himself die for no reason. Silas in the mid lane, very far ahead. Still see that small CS advantage persisting for the Syndra, but not enough to be insurmountable. Silas has also picked up Lichbane, probably working on Azanias at this point, I would guess.
There goes the Zyra Tryndamere. They are going to keep smacking him down. Set is going to try and avoid the ultimate from Zyra, but she holds it and waits for the ultimate to actually come down. Whoa! Wow.
Almost killed the Zyra. I really think
that was a 2v1.
Yeah.
And Set almost got the kill onto the Zyra. incredible performance on that sense, and a good job on Zyra holding her ultimate, waiting for the set to really try and escape, and doing that additional damage with it.
Yeah, I think, honestly, if you're set there and you have flash, you should just flash over the Tryndamere and ulti the Zyra away. You might not kill her, but you'll definitely get away from the Tryndamere, and you'll be able to, if she sticks around to CC and ult you, kill her in return with your Facebreaker Haymaker. And I think the Zyra may have only lived there too, because I think he may have used Haymaker on the wave while they were walking around that corner, so he didn't have it up to immediately use it when he was full grit. Syndra as well, she's completed her Melanomicon. That healing reduction will actually be very useful this game against Senna and against Sylas. And Greg is even healing a fair bit. And set HP regen's nothing to scoff at either.
Nice return onto the EQ, and ulti just missing the Sylas there due to a flash.
TP from Syndra though.
There's Syndra. Is she going to be able to really focus down the set? She does land the stun, she does land the Q, she does land the W, she does land the ultimate, but Sylas re-engages and gets
But Sylas has 2 items.
The Sylas does have 2 items. He is actually healing all of those damage that he just received back at the Syndra.
He's got 14 levels up, level ups of plus 115 HP per level, and he doesn't care anymore. He's got 2k HP with 1 tank item, and he is in late game Sylas territory, pretty much. Once he hits level 16, gets that extra ulti CD. Sylas never stops scaling until he hits level 18, and his item build never stops.
Senna died to the Zyra, just getting into that choke point and being able to go behind the turret here. Zyra actually picking up a double kill, killing the Corki here, and the Zyra almost actually taking out
oh, but
Sylas.
that barrel.
Whoa,
Oh, no.
barrel. Do the barrel roll as you do. There is a flash from Zyra just trying to escape here. She does have that additional speed from the Nimbus Cloak. She is going to get out with her life. But Xayah almost killed Set with just that disengage alone. She does have a lot of damage.
They can. Yeah, almost kills the Sylas on the back end with the Xayah E. Looks like there was some pausing going on here, but VODs are great. We don't have to watch any pauses. Sylas does go back. It looks like he's working on finishing up his Zhonya's. Does not buy a stopwatch because he's a man and does not need no stopwatch. Buying pink wards instead of stopwatch, guys, by the way. I recommend. Actually, something interesting here. I'm looking at the gold chart, and Corki's currently minus 315 gold. And you know what that means? It means he is futures market. That's weird. That's weird, man.
I guess that's one way when you run out of money and can't buy things late game.
Yeah, that is one way.
Now they're looking at Soul Point right here, so they're gonna really have to engage onto this hard. And one misplay could lead to a smite steal from Gragas. Here comes the ultimate from Zyra. There goes the ulti, saying, Syndra, get out of here. We're going to be smacking Leona around. Takes out Leona. There's a fight going at a Gruff. Here comes Sylas going smacka to the man who also wants to do the same thing, Baka, but he's out of there with an E.
Yeah, and that's, okay, so I'm the color caster, and I'm terrible at my job, and I honestly just forgot dragons existed this game because I was so caught up talking about the champions and, and the lanes. That's Dragon Soul at 27 minutes for Stars United Esports Club, coming in, pushing down mid lane, and let's actually do my job for a second here and talk about this game state. It's obviously very advantageous, despite a 1k gold advantage for nice guys. The Infernal Souls making up making up for that for the side of Stars United. They have Sylas, who pretty much infinitely scales until he hits level 18 and 6 items. He's gonna keep getting stronger with every purchase. We'll probably see a death cap coming in even after the Zhonya's. The set as well just keeps getting stronger. He's building full tank even, just making sure he's not dying to the Tryndamere and can frontline for his massive carries. Senna literally infinitely scales, as we know. Corki keeps getting stronger at the very least until after his Infinity Edge is done, and then from there it's just crit scaling, so we know how good that is on marksman. And Gragas is no slouch, especially when he's got this much magic pen. On the other side of things for Nice, guys. Tryndamere is obviously going to scale super, super well. He's got his Infinity Edge completed right now. The Stinger has yet to turn into anything. I don't know if it will turn into anything. I think it's just an efficiency purchase for attack speed and CDR. The Zyra in the jungle. Again, no idea. It is a mage. It should scale pretty well into mid and late game. I don't know how well Zyra in any role does in late game, personally. But I think it's good. It's got a lot of AoE, and it's got a lot of CC, and it's got a lot of damage, so it should be good late game. And a lot of poke coming down onto both sides.
Does have a lot of damage, what I really like about this Sarah jungle here, and she's been all over the map this game, really putting the pressure on for her team, really getting some nice clutch ease as well, getting people caught out in unsuspecting places, and it's really been getting in the mind of Stars United, but I feel eventually that they're going to be able to outscale it and be able to just out-heal it.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of healing reduction coming down on actually the side of Nice Guys as well to cope with the Sylas, the Senna, the Gragas, the Set, and all that jazz. Syndra's gonna fall off a little bit, and the Leona and Xayah, there we go, that's what that champion's called. Both of them are actually gonna fall off a little bit this game, not because of damage scaling, but because of range. Xayah only having such short range this game's gonna make it really hard, but I think
there's a nice engage from Tryndamere. 1 smacker, 2 smacker, 3 smacker gone.
Yeah,
There
gone.
he goes.
The Tryndamere is scaling. He has reached endgame.
We're still waiting
Also
on the
level
Stinger
15.
build.
I don't know if anything can 1v1 him. The Set's probably going to have to try. With the Randuins preventing a lot of the crit damage, he should be tanky, but it'll take a long time to die, but I don't know if he can ever answer back onto the Tryndamere at this point. So, if Nice Guys want to win this game, it's going to have to be through Tryndamere split push. I think that's about it. Team fighting is going to be pretty disastrous, even with a Zyra into Gragas, Set, Sylas, and Corki Senna.
You see a Baron fight erupting right now. We are focusing on the Baron pretty heavily right now. Can Gragas get yet another steal? Let's watch and see. They do get a cut on Leona. There goes the shutdown onto Zyra. They are aggroing Baron still. They're going to be focusing down onto Syndra. Double kill for Sylas there. And that's going to be a free dragon.
Baron.
No need to steal if the enemy team's dead.
Yeah, that's just 4 for 0 at the Baron pit. Tryndamere doesn't have TP, and he wouldn't TP in even if he did. And that's just, I think this is a mistake coming out from Nice Guys. I think playing around Baron is right, but their goal should be to prevent Baron from being started for as long as possible while Tryndamere just gets free stuff.
Oh, wow. Sylas damage coming in hot.
And Tryndamere just didn't press R because he's like, why does this champion get to do this to me? Why does he have double Infernal? Why does he have all these items? That's not even a 3-item Sylas. He has boots, 2 items, and components.
That's deadly. That's a deadly Sylas.
Yeah, and that's level 17 Sylas. He's gonna go back to base right now. He's got 4,500 gold. That's not good. I think he should have just finished that death cap straight up. Forget Zombie has just built the death cap. He's only 100 gold off of death cap, actually. This is bad news bears for the side of Nice Guys. This Sylas is unstoppable. The Gragas is very strong. The Set is unkillable. And even though Corki's got a fairly poor scoreline here, he's got his core items. He's almost got his Infinity Edge as well. And is just gonna output stupid amounts of damage.
There's another engage happening. Gragas with the ultimate into the Q, into the body slam. That is a nice combo from Gragas there. Here he's going right back in, huge damage onto Syndra here. They're trying to get the Xayah. She does ulti away. She is trying to run for her life. Tryndamere is going to smack attack her, but he is not going to be able to live long enough with his ultimate to the CC effects of Sylas, of Gragas, of Senna. They're going to keep attacking. They're going to go for Elder, and I feel like they're just going to keep going and run it down mid after this point. The death timers are way too long at this rate, and they're just going to be looking for a victory right here.
Baron's still running for another minute here. Elder Soul picked up for the side of Stars United. huge plays coming out of them. The Silas is massive still. The Grag is making an excellent pick onto that Zyra, just shutting her down completely out of that entire team fight there. The explosive cask into body slam Q auto attack actually just practically one-shots her, lets her get finished off by a Corky phospho bomb. Zet
Nice ulti from Zyra, but it is not enough. Zet will go in, auto attack, tank turret. The Elder buff just going to be taking out Leona here. They're going to be ending this next couple games. This should be a nice clean finish for Stars United.
Yeah, and huge plays really coming out of just the entire top side of the map here. Zet being unkillable and the mid jungle here outputting so much damage in these team fights is doing so much for them, really. We do see... this game's over.
There it is. They're just going to smack a attack us.
They still can't kill Silas. They tried.
Not quite. They definitely did. They definitely did.
And this is the power of the Silas' scales. Yeah, GG. Good job, Stars United.
Stars United. Now, Andre, that was a really good game. A lot of great performances, especially that beginning, start of the match. You're seeing the Zyra pick. You're seeing it go all around the map. But the overall objective control from Stars United Esports Club was just too strong there, and was very an impressive play. Really trying to shut down that Tryndamere. That Tryndamere was strong, large, and in charge, but they put a Set in front of it. They just said, I'll stay here. My team will finish off the rest. And then when Set did join in for team fights, he was huge in team fight potential, and it was just so immense that they just got lead after lead after lead, snowballing, objective after objective, and they snowballed right to the victory down mid lane here.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on the game and MVP and Ace?
Absolutely. Despite my own flaws as a color caster today and just not looking at dragons, especially in this game, lots of dragons going down, lots of early dragon control, really purchased by the early Gragas gank mid lane. Killing the Syndra early game and giving Silas some respite in that lane, despite Silas's early game is terrible. He spawns with 500 HP, which is why his HP scaling is so nutty. But giving him the way into that lane without dying, getting him his Kindle gem before Syndra can really pressure him was really big. And using that mid lane pressure, they're able to transition it into the dragons. They're able to use that pressure to do what they need to do to win this game. As far as Ace and MVP go, I think the MVP has to go. Man, Silas is 11-1-7, but I want to give the MVP this game to the Gragas. The Gragas did so much work in the early game for his team, setting up the Silas, setting up the top lane, and even doing some work bot lane, as well as making sure they have this objective control, stealing the dragon this game. So I got to give the MVP over to the Gragas, but a close second to the Silas, playing out pretty much everything as well as he possibly can. Just limited, honestly, by the fact that he can't do anything without his jungler early game. And for Ace, it's got to go to the Zyra. The Zyra jungle really impressed me. Honestly, looked like something you could reasonably play, in a normal game of League of Legends, not competitive, not with a plan. Just looked like a good pick. And the player themselves as well. Holo coming out big. Yeah, and I'd like to honestly see more of this ingenuity coming out in the next game.
Very well said. And when we come back, we're going into the final match between Nice Guys versus Stars United Esports Club. And welcome back, folks. We're into the final match of the day, final match of the series here between Nice Guys and Stars United Esports Club. Now, Hunter, we saw a great performance from both teams last game. Can you give us a quick rundown what you want to see for this game and what your expectations are for this series?
Yeah, absolutely. Last game was a real impressive showing from Stars United and Nice Guys in their own respect. Stars United really pulling ahead with early dragons and using the advantages they got early game in mid lane and through jungle to really snowball the game, let Silas get really, really massive, and just let that, as well as an unkillable set top lane and great Gragas casks, carry them through team fights and carry themselves to a pretty convincing win. Coming
Very
into
well
this
said.
game, I want to see more of that great mid jungle synergy and great mid play, and I'd like to see more of the ingenuity and picks coming out of the side of Nice Guys, like the Zyra jungle.
I couldn't agree more. This jungle has always been entertaining to watch and has been a thrilling. He makes difficult things look easy, and I'm super hyped to see what they bring to the table. Without further ado, let's jump into the game here. And Hunter, I want to hear your thoughts about matchups and future predictions during this game.
All right, so getting into this game in the top lane, we have another Tryndamere versus Set lane. I went over this last game, but a quick refresher. Tryndamere, his only power spike early game is a level 2 all-in, maybe level 3 with a bunch of crits. If he doesn't get that, he's going to die, which is what happened last game. And then eventually he'll scale to probably at two to three items, he'll be able to split push safely. The Set last game just built full armor after the Black Cleaver and was able to stand up to the Tryndamere when necessary, and perhaps that will happen again. If that happens, then it'll just be Tryndamere pushing into a brick wall, and nothing will ever happen. But Set does team fight better and has TP, so that is relevant. In the jungle, instead of Zyra, we do see a boring old Wukong. But
Hey, but this man has great jungle experience, and I'm super excited to see what he can pull and the tricks he can play.
yeah, absolutely. Going back into the run back on the Gragas too. Wukong versus Gragas. Gragas should have the clear advantage. Wukong should have the kill 1v1 advantage in the jungle and around Scuttle Crabs, but Gragas has much better gank potential as well, at least until level 6, in which case it sort of equalizes out at that point. In the mid lane, we see Taliyah versus Zed. I don't know. I don't play either of these champions particularly often. Taliyah definitely is going to have the push advantage. Theoretically, Zed should be able to one-shot her, but that is, I don't know. I don't know if that happens. I think if Taliyah actually queues up a seismic shove when Zed goes for his death mark on her, she might just one-shot him if he doesn't have magic resist items. So I really don't know how this mid lane's gonna go. We do see barrier instead of exhaust, which I think is a little bit strange. And the level 1 going
There
in
is the 1v1, starting it up early. Great
Two
trade,
crits.
and a re-engage going in. Set flashing away.
Yeah, 2 crits coming in that level 1 from Tryndamere. And this is what we're talking about. This is the Tryndamere power spike. This is the meme time if you have played top lane against Tryndamere and he just ease in on you level 1, level 2. And just auto attacks you 2 times, gets 2 crits, you die, and you're like, all right, game's over. Your team starts flaming you, GG re. It's really, really obnoxious to play against this champion early game. As far as bot lane goes, we see Kai'Sa and Veigar actually coming out. This time we do have Perseverance on the AD carry. They were playing Senna last game, playing some fasting Senna. This time they're playing AD carry.
Oh, there goes the Wukong. He was trying to catch the Gragas out on his red buff, but the Gragas actually tried to go in onto the Taliyah instead. And then the Zed re-engaging onto the Wukong, getting the first blood for his mid laner there. Here comes Taliyah. She's trying to do some chip damage. Tryndamere is going to be rotating down as well on Nice Guys. Set is following up this is going to be a 3-for-2 if they do decide that they want to fight. A good E from Tryndamere does avoid the E from Set, avoiding another fight and potentially another death.
Yeah, and great fighting there. Zed getting first blood there is actually, I think it's going to really hard swing how mid works. So earlier I pointed out that Talia might be able to just kill Zed if she has all her cooldowns up when he goes in. But at this point, Zed getting a kill, first blood no less, he's going to be very accelerated on itemization, and it's a slippery slope from here for this Talia. Not having exhaust means she won't be able to completely negate Zed ultis. And I actually think she might just die at level 6 instantly. And it'll be really interesting to see how that plays out. Alright. So bot lane. It is a TP Veigar support. With a Kai'Sa AD carry into Ezreal Janna. And Ezreal Janna, obviously, they just want to sit here and poke. They want to get some farm, probably harass down, maybe push someone out of the lane if the Janna maxes W. But the Veigar TP is weird. I'm not really sure what to make of it. He also has Glacial Augment, implying that he is going to be built into spooky items. Probably first item GLP, but he's not going to be getting farm for neither for his passive, his extra AP scaling, nor will he for his items. So I don't know how this is going to go. I'm curious to see. Cages look annoying.
You have a nice cage here. The Janna does flash away, but almost dying there to the overall poke from the Kai'Sa, from the Veigar. Very well placed Veigar E, by the way. That really helped them with that poke, with pushing them out of lane. They are going to reset and come back again.
Yeah, and lots of just lots of plays coming out over across the map right now. Ezreal will reset. He'll get his tier. He'll get boots so that he can hopefully get out of Veigar cages without using Arcane Shift. The Janna is actually, like, it's such a rough spot in this lane trying to walk up and harass into Veigar cages, and I wonder if she should just stop. She should just, like, stand behind the Ezreal and throw out W if anyone overextends, but get nowhere near that Veigar, and just let Ezreal farm. And maybe that's what it does here. It lets the Veigar pick lets the Kai'Sa just farm for free and get to her items. Hopefully she's going the Manamune on hit tier build or AP. Yeah, actually hopefully she goes AP here, seeing as her she also has an AD mid laner. And just see her spike really hard. And it looks like that's what she's doing. She's going to go for super scaling. Veigar's going to make sure she can farm for free in lane. And actually looks really smart when you think about it that way. We do see Zed picking up his lethality in the mid lane. 4 long swords down. Probably about 20 more to go before his build is complete. And Talia's just left out to dry. I wonder if she should have just picked up double cloth armor here, or at the very least 1 cloth armor so that she doesn't get nuked at level 6. But Zed's 6 now, and I trust AutoCam will show it to us if he goes in for a kill on her. Probably needs a little bit of poke, but not much. More trading going in top lane.
Good trades going around here, but it's all about the all-in. It's all about whenever that jungler shows up. It's going to be all about when that mid laner shows up. Those are when you really want to look topside. Those are going to be the fights that you're really going to want to watch, because the overall healing from Set is going to be massive, and the overall healing from Tryndamere is going to be massive. So these guys are going to smack each other in the face and go, "I don't like you," and then walk away.
Yeah, exactly. They're just going to keep smacking. Tryndamere Q is going to keep healing him. Set is just passive HP regen is going to keep him safe. And not too much should come of it until a gank, like you said. In the jungle, we do see Gragas pulling out to quite a handsome CS advantage. 3 camps ahead right now. And probably going to keep improving that. He's got a much faster clear, as was stated earlier.
And we do see Gragas rocking Predator going in with a nice ulti into the Kai'Sa Q, blowing up Janna. That's a nice gank here from Gragas.
And this is a consequence of the Janna flash being burnt by the Veigar cage earlier. She's not able to get out of that. She's not able to get out of the initial cage, and she's not able to get out of the explosive cast from Gragas there. getting them a nice kill. Kill goes over to Kaisa, helping her scale too, right? So now Kaisa's even closer to her power spikes, and it's looking really good for Stars United at this point. Talia's been completely shut down from roaming.
There is a nice engage from the Wukong, dashing into another nice dash, taking out Zed with the Talia. Good engages overall here. There is the crit that you were looking for, Tryndamere, going down, smacking, getting the solo kill onto Set.
Yeah, and Set disrespecting there, going for an all-in against a Tryndamere without the ability to kill him. It's actually curious. I wonder if what we talked about last game with Set ult being a suppression, maybe you can't Tryndamere ult during it, because the Set ult would have killed Tryndamere there. So if that's actually an interaction, that could have been a bit of a misplay. I call it a misplay, like I don't even know this interaction, and I know most gameplay interactions in this game. That's a weird one.
Yeah.
The Zed actually making a bit of a misplay mid lane, but almost one-shots the Wukong without ulting him anyways. Gets killed, brings the kills back, and sort of caster curses everything I was saying here about Stars United having a really big advantage going into the rest of this game. Zed getting picked off, giving the kill over to Leah, puts her back in this. Still no armor mid, though.
Ult combo from Wukong. He gets up and he does hit the next proc on his ultimate. Talia really focusing down, ulting a wall in front of Zed there, and Zed does die and falls to the Talia, I believe.
Yeah, and kill actually goes over to Tryndamere there, which is really big. Tryndamere now 2-0. Set's not got his armor. In fact, he's just forgetting Black Cleaver. He knows what his job is. He's building straight armor into this Tryndamere. He has to be the brick wall for his team, and he has to keep this thing from taking turrets. I'd like to see a Ravenous Hydra, or rather a Titanic Hydra out of the set too. Maybe even a Sunfire Cape, just to clear waves and never let Tryndamere touch a turret. Now in the mid lane though, Talia, still no armor, still feels like she should be really vulnerable to the Zed all-in, but Zed has no Ignite up, and he's not been landing enough poke onto her to put her into kill range. The Wukong, however,
tried to disengage there, but the actual E from the Vigard, the cage, kept him in there and stunned him very last second as he tried to dash away.
Yeah, maybe even there, one thing that a lot of players don't think of is you just run into the Vagar cage and tank the stun, because you're gonna stay there longer if you don't. And that might have been the only way Wukong finds a way out. Another stun landing onto the Janna, more poke, more free AP for Vagar. So Vagar may not be farming, but he does a plus 32 AP just from hitting 32 abilities on enemy champions this game. And that's quite impressive, honestly. Bot lane still going pretty well in favor of the Kaisa, despite it being a double tier pickaxe lane. Vagar really strutting his stuff in this lane, pulling out a lot of advantages.
Oh, here comes the Greg, getting immediately exhausted into the Janna ultimate back. That is a nice disengage on Janna's part there. They were going to look for a turret dive, but immediately got told no thank you, and left. Now here's another 1v1 in the top lane here.
Yeah, I don't
with
think
Tryndamere having 2 kills here. Now, Tryndamere hasn't ulted. Set did already ult, so the interaction might not work that he wanted to. Here comes the Wukong just to double down with the Tryndamere, really give him a little boost there and help him out, get him closer to that tower. They're going to be looking onto Shelly and probably processing to top lane, really getting that Tryndamere even further ahead, even more gold, even stronger. Because late game Tryndamere is an absolute monster.
Yeah, and it's exactly that. The Tryndamere's getting really accelerated. He's currently sitting on 2,000 gold in inventory. Probably going to go for the exact same build we saw last game, rushing into an Essence Reaver after the Stinger. Stinger, as we mentioned last game, and I believe it was mentioned in chat, is just for CDR and attack speed, which is actually really, I think, innovative. I don't know how innovative it is on Tryndamere as a champion, but as a gameplay feature, you don't see many people just building Stinger for the stats that it offers. You don't see many people building any item other than, well, I can't remember what it's called right now, but it doesn't matter. You don't see too many half-completed items anyways, just for the stats that they offer. Oblivion Orb, that is what it is. The component of Morello. Oblivion Orb gives Magic Pen, and that's about the only half-completed item you ever really see in League of Legends. So seeing it on Stinger here is actually pretty exciting for me, because I love creative item builds. Top lane, the CS advantage is going to keep growing for Tryndamere. Like I said, I'd like to see Set honestly just build armor and wave clear items, and maybe a Tiamat or a Titanic Hydra, so that he can just hold the wave as long as humanly possible. Gragas continues to grow his gold advantage in the jungle by farming better, but Wukong's picked up some kills. Fight bot lane.
There's the Wukong smite, really trying to get that Vigard there, unable to. Gragas is coming into the re-engage, but is being blocked in by the Taliyah. Beautiful Taliyah ultimate, building that wall and collapsing down onto Gragas. Gragas does get the kill on to Wukong, and here is Zed as well, roaming with the Taliyah. And I'm not sure if they're going to do another engage. They might both just like tip the top of the hat there. But while this is all happening, Shelly was dropped topside and is currently being pushed to the next turret.
Oh yeah, and that's a big problem too. That's half HP on the tier 2 top lane. Tryndamere's going to be at inhib turret by 20 minutes at this rate. Another Shelly too is spawning in 4 minutes. That's achievable. Playing are almost dead.
There goes the Janna because of the Zed is going in. Zed ult proccing down onto Taliyah, running it down, but Ezreal does pick up that double kill onto Zed, onto Kai'Sa, and Vigard just lives with just a little bit of HP there. They are going to be trying to look for something here. Gragas does do an engage with the body slam over the wall, but here comes the Wukong. He's flashing over the wall as well. Is he going to be able to pick up the Vigor? Is he going to be able to pick up the Gragas? He is going to pick up both of them. And the Tryndamere is here as well, taking out the Gragas. They're going to be looking for Dragon.
Yeah, 2 more kills going on the back end of that team fight. It was, the 2 for 2 was acceptable because the Zed got a double kill and he really needs to snowball, as well as getting his first ulti proc this game, giving him some extra base AD. I think that's still a thing. But now with the 2 kills coming on the back end, the Dragon going over to the side of Nice Guys, it's not looking great for the prospect of this comp. Tryndamere 3-0-1, massive 30 CS, 35 CS lead in the top lane while he's playing mid lane right now into the Zed. Zed's got to be careful, he's just going to get slapped.
Oh,
Tryndamere has red
smacka.
Taliyah's not too strong right now, which is good because she's also a champion that falls off pretty hard, at least as far as mid lane goes, and needs to snowball with early roams to get ahead. But her roams have been successful. Both of the ultis that I can remember this game have resulted in kills. And bot lane, Kai'Sa continues to scale, Ezreal continues to scale. Ezreal's going to hit his power spike first and really probably use that to push down pretty hard on these dragons, Rift Heralds, or maybe even an early Baron. And then Kai'Sa's going to come online later and wonder why the Tryndamere has taken every single turret on the map. And that's the issue here. Kai'Sa is going to scale. Kai'Sa is going to be a massive problem late game for the side of Nice Guys. But I don't know if that will be enough to beat a Tryndamere.
It's going to be very interesting to see what this is going to do for each team, how they're going to play out the next couple minutes, and to see what they're going to be contesting. I feel like there's going to be a nice Shelly fight that's going to be happening topside, because that Tryndamere, like you said, really enjoys those split pushes. And if he does have the Shelly, he can really proc it down and maybe even crack open an inhibitor by 20 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. And it'll be... the next Rift Herald is actually... Normally, an 18-minute Rift Herald isn't that big a deal. It just results in a turret kill, and that's it. And that's good, but you normally give up a lot of farm and EXP to take it, so it's rarely even worth it.
We do see Zed coming down bot lane, ulting onto Janna. Janna is going to ulti right back. Here comes Taliyah. She's doing a lot of damage. There's a lot of damage going down on Vigard because of the Ezreal. This is a new 2v2.
That's coming in,
versus
though.
Ezreal. Here is the Wukong going in for the engage. Gets the Kai'Sa. Nice pickup on to Set here, and they're going in harder. There is the Gragas. Another pickup on Wukong. They are going to disengage here, and that will be a 3-4-2 exchange here on the side of Stars United. But
3 for 2 on the back end, but 3 for 3 on the play there with the Janna dying. And Tryndamere gets top turret. He's up to inhib now. I don't know if they're gonna swap. I think they should just swap, put the Tryndamere bot lane now. But this set's not big enough to stop him. He built a Black Cleaver. That's not offering any wave clear, and it's hardly offering any fight potential into this Tryndamere. This Tryndamere is gonna be unstoppable this game.
We can see another big combo coming out from Zed, chunking down the Wukong. Zed does not have ultimate to really finish off and secure the kill for himself, so Wukong's just going to walk away from this. And the Tryndamere does find his prey. He's going to waka. He's in a 2-for-1 experience here. He might just walk away himself. He has a lot of members of the enemy team of Stars United on his location. They might be coming in, really pinching him down. They definitely do not want Tryndamere to get this Shelly.
Yeah, but the Tryndamere is 40% CDR because of Transcendence right now. And he's just super
Here's
strong.
the ulti from Zed. A nice Talia into the good... Oh,
yeah.
Zed just got her. Yeah, that's Zed
right.
thing.
So Zed picks up the kill there, despite the barrier from Talia. This is one of the issues with going barrier over exhaust. And this Talia continues to disrespect the Zed and not build his Zanyas, despite him having
going in, getting that shutdown. Nice EQW combo into an ultimate.
Yeah, so both mid laners dead, trading the kills back to each other. Dragon is spawning in 30 seconds. It is an ocean rift. No cloud rifts today. Very lucky for us. Getting paid back for
there's not a cloud in the sky.
Yeah, it's clear day, except it's raining. Without clouds, though.
Yeah, it's very, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I called a sunshine rain right there.
Yeah, we got a little sun shower going on here. Tryndamere's just gonna take that. And then he's going to take the rest of the jungle. Gragas' CS advantage disappeared. I wonder how that happened. I wonder if it has something to do with the Tryndamere taking every jungle camp on the map.
Tryndamere is here for this fight, and there is a Vigar. He could not flash over the wall. There is a Talia on his face. The Zed is going to answer back. Auto-attacking. Where is Set? There is Set. He is ulting the Tryndamere. Tryndamere is coming into... Waka smacka, take out the Seta attacker, and then he's gonna go around the back here to try and see if he can grab a flank, and he's waiting for his E up. Is he gonna go over the wall there? He's gonna heal up with Janna. Gragas is here as well, so they're just gonna... Oh! Now, Tryndamere did ulti immediately into the massive burst damage into Gragas, into Zed, and it takes out Gragas' life because his team reacts just as fast. Quick reaction time from the... Whoa, quick reaction time from Nice Guys.
Great team fight coming out there from the side of Nice Guys, picking up a lot of kills, further snowballing their advantage. The Wukong's getting really far ahead, as is the Ezreal at this point, and it's gonna be too much. Zed's gonna fall off even by the time that Kai'Sa's online. He's not gonna be able to kill anyone. There's gonna be too much base stats on the side of Nice Guys. Tryndamere is just too big. Right now, we really have to look at picks or a Baron sneak, or Baron steal even, coming out from...
Nice stage from Vigar here. Zed's going in, but immediately gets bursted back with Wukong. Zed does pick up the Janna. They are going to be focusing down on Set. Talia does pick up Set. And then they're going to be trying to just keep focusing down turrets, keep focusing the objectives here. And they're doing an excellent job of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's really got to look at some sort of miracle plays with stealing objectives coming out of the Gragas here to hold this game for long enough for the Kai'Sa to come online. And even then, the Zed's going to have to play really creatively at that point in the game to find picks onto the Ezreal. Especially, Ezreal built Iceborne Gauntlet, respecting the Zed damage, build some armor, and that's going to be a lot too.
Can we get a quick numbers check on the Kai'Sa Dark Harvest prop? I mean, not the Kai'Sa, the Talia.
Whoa.
Talia?
Talia has 11 Dark Harvest stacks right now. And that's not bad, honestly, for competitive, like a team game, 5v5. It's a lot. Dark Harvest doing pretty well there. Veigar himself is sitting at 91 phenomenal evil stacks. That's a fair bit, but it's not really going to be enough to make him a champion until maybe, I don't know, 200. And at that point, I don't know if this game will still be being played. But we'll see. Really need the set to be the brick wall he was born to be against this Tryndamere. Almost done the Randuins. I'd like to see probably Sunfire come out after that just for some more wave clear. And just try his best to stall this Tryndamere.
Here comes the Tryndamere. He's just gonna smack down onto set. He's gonna keep auto attacking him away from the wave, away from his allies there. And now we see it looks like almost gonna be a 4-1 split, but Tryndamere is actually gonna be coming in. Talia, massive damage. Auto attack from Tryndamere. He's under the back lines. He's attacking. He's smacking. He's gonna get a double kill. He's out of there.
Yeah, and that Tryndamere doesn't care anymore. He's just gonna keep being able to do that. 2v1, walks into every bit of Gragas CC still available, and it doesn't matter. The Kai'Sa can't get away because of the slow. The Gragas just dies in 3 auto attacks. I think Tryndamere might even have close to 100% crit chance when he has Max Fury. I don't quite know what percent he gets off of his passive. And it's just, at this point, it's going to be a Baron secure. Zed has to steal this realistically to have a chance in this game. But I think Tryndamere one-shots him.
They're gonna give that up, and they're gonna have a nice Baron buff on the side of Nice Guys.
Yeah, and we see Nice Guys are just gonna reset. They're gonna head over to this ocean spawn, probably pick up bot turret on their way there. Tryndamere's gonna stick with his team instead of split pushing for now, just to make sure that no Miracle 4 versus 5 team fights happen and put Stars United back in this game. And yeah, Tryndamere's
have a dragon coming up soon in 30 seconds actually, and this will be another big team fight. And Nice Guys have just been a large and in charge team this game. I mean, yeah, Nice Guys have definitely been large.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's looking really impressive from their side, using this Tryndamere to snowball so effectively. We do see
Tryndamere in the backline. Oh, Tryndamere finds a Zed. Zed has to immediately ult Talia. Talia taking him out. That is a 4 for 5 now. Now they're just going to be looking out to zone them. They're going to pick up this dragon, and they're going to pick up this game pretty cleanly. Going on. They're snowballing, and they're snowballing hard. This rock is rolling down this hill.
Yeah, it's an 8k gold advantage now. Probably half of it is on Tryndamere, actually, if I take a look now. 6,000 gold advantage on Tryndamere in the top lane right now. That's unacceptably large. It's not even necessarily the set's fault. This is just what happens when a Tryndamere gets ahead, and you're not playing a champion that hard counters him in some way. Veigar looking to make some plays on bot side with his slow items, but
then we got that ult from Wukong going in double knockup. There's the Gragas ultimate as well. They're going to be picking up this turret here.
Yeah, and I think this is just this. I'd say slow road to victory, but I don't think it's very slow. Tryndamere's just hitting.
Oh, Zed is actually engaging a little bit, getting a little bit too aggressive there, and then they really take the full opportunity there and take him out with Ezreal double kill.
Auto cam being real fun and interesting there, not even showing us the HP bars. They're just dead, and that's the way the cookie crumbles, I suppose.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be taking out the inhibitor on bot side, and they're going to be engaging onto the Kai'Sa, and they cannot kill the Ezreal, even with the Veigar ultimate going down on him as well. And they're just going to keep fighting. They're going to keep going, and they're going to not stop this pressure that they have going.
Yeah, with the respawns coming in, I think they're going to reset, at least the 4R. Tryndamere will back up too. He knows he can get this turret whenever he wants. He'll be back later. They're going to reset, spend their gold, let Ezreal heal up a bit. Then they'll come back. Maybe they'll have to wait for the next Baron, but maybe not even. And then they'll just doom push and the game will be over. What could happen for Stars United to win this game? Kai'Sa pentakill comes to mind. Getting these, like, actually 5,000 gold worth of shutdowns or something silly like that on her might be enough. Maybe. But That's nothing short of Kaisa getting like 3 or 4 shutdowns in one fight, and then them winning that fight, and then probably them getting Baron and Ocean Dragon off of that fight would strike me as a way that they can come back in this game. So look for that. However that
We'll
manifests
see.
itself. Maybe
We'll
Tryndamere
see
will
if they'll
found
be able
dive.
to pull it off.
Tryndamere might found dive. I've seen weirder things happen. If he does that, that's definitely a way back into this game. Because ulti doesn't work against Fountain. See, Pick trying to come out on
Nice
Leah with the
Leah
cage.
damage overall. She's just a huge pressure onto this team. A lot of burst coming out on her part there. With the lockdown from Wukong has been massive.
Yeah, and the
Yeah, you see Tryndamere actually. You didn't see it, but he did take top turret here. He is just being focused down by Zed, but he does not care. He's just gonna keep pushing pressure, and they're gonna keep doing this 4-for-1 trade-off here. Tryndamere's gonna join his team now just to pick up another turret here, and he's gonna go back to grab that inhibitor.
Yeah, and this should be 3 inhibs falling here. Now, alright, so let's talk about this. This, on the bright side, this means that there will be no farm for the side of Nice Guys. I want to try and make this game look possible. It's not, but I want it to look possible. There's no more farm coming in for Nice Guys once these double super waves start coming in. The super minions will kill pretty much every single minion coming out of the Stars United base, and they will continue farming.
Tryndamere is looking for an engage here. They are fighting with Set. Set does get knocked back and knocked up and knocked around. The Set tries to ulti someone, but it's not enough. The Tryndamere has ulted.
Oh,
He is wanna whacka smacka, taken out the Kaisa. And now here comes Wukong. There's a 2-for-4 right here. They're going in and they're not gonna stop. They might just take the game right here as we're talking.
Yeah, 2v4 coming into the base, all inhibs are down, double super minions coming in from bot side and top side. Looking to just smack the Nexus down, slowed down a little bit by the Veigar cage, but I don't think it's going to be enough as the Nexus will fall. GG, Nice Guys.
Nice Guys. What an incredible performance. Really came back this game. Really just showed the overall snowball potential of Tryndamere this game. Really shutting him down and getting those first couple kills. Well, the overall performance from Talia, from Ezreal and Janna playing safe, and good presence from the Wukong.
Yeah, exactly. There's not too much to say about this game other than Tryndamere. Actually, good job from the rest of the Nice Guys team. They all have really good score lines. Janna doing her job to protect her team as well as possible. And yeah, just good snowball. A lot of really easy team fights and a lot of really free map pressure coming out of the Tryndamere makes this game not too difficult to play out once he gets this far ahead. And yeah, we'll see from there pretty much.
Very well done by both teams here. Hunter, what do you both think of the series as a whole? How do they play, and what can we see more out of them?
Let's think. The series as a whole is really interesting. It really showed 2 late-game hyper-carry champions getting off the ground in both games. In the first game, we saw the Sylas get put ahead by the Gragas gank, and that really went a long way towards pulling him out of his early game weak phase and just letting him snowball really quickly. In this game, we see Tryndamere doing much the same thing. I don't know, if you want to play these super high-risk playstyles with these super high feast or famine picks, things like Sylas, things like Tryndamere, your games are going to look like this a lot. And maybe straying away from that and going for more consistent team comps is the way to go. Sort of the same thing coming in from the Stars United side on this last game, picking the Zed. If you just pick more consistent picks and rely on your own individual skill, shot calling and whatnot to pull you through, I feel like you'll win games more consistently than you will going for these all-in picks.
Very interesting.
As far as Ace and MVP, I guess the MVP has to go to the Tryndamere. It doesn't get to go anywhere else.
Wacka smacka.
Yeah, wacka smacka. Um, so I guess Tryndamere picks up the MVP. Yeah, he picks up the MVP, I guess. I can't really come up with a reason. Ezreal has a really nice scoreline, but didn't do too much in the early game. And even if Tryndamere's advantages were partly gained off of RNG crit chance, that's what the champion does, and that's sort of what you have to expect out of it. Good play regardless from everyone on the side of Nice Guys. And the ace is gonna... I think the ace goes to the Zed. The Zed put up a show, tried his best, and got a couple picks where necessary, but no one else on the side of Stars United was really able to put up much of a fight because Tryndamere would just be there, eon them, and one-shot them.
Very well said. And overall, great games, very fun to watch from start to finish. These matches have been very entertaining, and I want to personally thank my co-casters, my producer, and Casual Esports, all the players here. We're going to be signing off for the day, and we hope to see you next week with more entertaining high-action games.